So we want them to participate. So regardless of who it is, that's why I'm asking, where's the real Donald Trump? Because we want, if he's the nominee, absolutely, we want everybody in the Republican Party to get behind him. Absolutely, I do. I don't want to disenfranchise some of those other voters, those other voters that vote for that's behind Ted Cruz. Also, yeah, has Ted Cruz, does he know the process a little bit better than somebody else, than Donald Trump? Yes, he knows the process, and that's all he's taking advantage of. He's taking advantage of that he knows this process a little bit better.
Well, you know, if you want to know where Donald Trump
Mike.
stands, go to donaldjtrump.com and look at his positions, and I only wish that the mainstream media would focus on his positions. Pay for the wall, healthcare reform, U.S.-China trade reform, Veterans Administration reforms, tax reforms, Second Amendment rights, immigration reform. Those are brilliant reforms that this country needs, issues that we need to start really taking a look at from a serious standpoint, not from this big government machine that wants to talk about all the solutions that they have, but they never do anything but grow government.
All right, not a problem. All right, so, Mayor, we're going to get to Mr. Gary from Hazel Park.
Good morning,
Good morning, Gary.
Hey, Dale. Hey, Janice. Hey, Dale, one of the things you said was that you wanted Republicans to come up with solutions. Well,
Yes.
well, that's the wrong way of looking at it. But Republicans need to slash government. That's the only thing they need to do.
That's
They
right.
need to get out of this way of the American people who are supposed to be free. We're supposed to be walking through the land on our own feet, doing our own thing, without the interference of government, without their heavy hand on us all day, every day. To be free, we have to shed government. That's their answer. That's the answer.
That's
That
right.
is, absolutely, that is the answer. Do we need some parts of government? Yes, we do. You know, to make sure that we're safe when we do business.
That's
Just
the
small-
only
Those are
thing
called
that the law
enumerated
is.
powers.
Okay.
Those are the
Yeah,
ones we need. The enumerated powers.
Absolutely, and
Yep.
so I'm not disagreeing with you at all. Absolutely, I'm not at all. But yeah, we do need to minimize some of the regulations. You know, the more government grow, you know, the more we notice that our citizens are less involved. People right now, we still have, you know, over 90 million people that's still not a part of this. This economic system, this economic engine going on right now. We need to get those people that are able-bodied back into this system. We need to have young people, you know, inspired again to go out there and that the best days of America is not behind us, but our best days are with them. With them, they can create this new era of the best days of America. Absolutely. But I'm with you. We need to start retracting some of these laws, getting government out of our way, and unleash the freedom of our citizens. I'm gonna let you have the last word, Gary.
Until we get rid of the unemployment, the 98 million people not working, all the other numbers are meaningless because they're just propaganda. So forget about unemployment, forget about the minimum wage. All that stuff is nonsense until everybody's working.
Well, you're absolutely right. And speaking of the minimum wage, that was a big issue on the presidential debate held the other day by the Democrats. Oh, my goodness. Did you watch that, Del?
Yeah, I watched it a little bit. It's just hard for me to stomach Bernie Sanders. I know Gary can probably stomach him a little bit better than me, so he can get some.
I can't imagine that. Did you watch the whole debate, Gary? Oh,
Okay,
maybe Gary's
I guess
left the show
he said,
out.
I don't want to talk about that
Yeah.
right there. You know, but yeah, here, let's go back for a minute. I got this from the Weekly Standard, Mayor. Bernie Bernie earned less in a year than Hillary made in a single speech. And, you know, it just talked about how Bernie, you know, being a U.S. senator, make about $200,000, just a little bit over $200,000 a year. And Hillary, she did what was it? She gave about 729 speeches since 2001, but
Wow.
but that's a lot of speeches.
That's a lot of speeches.
But just in the last since 2013 up until present, so she did about 45 speeches, and what they did is they list all these. And when you say corruption, this right here. And I understand that he's talking about this equality. We're going to talk about this $15 an hour, but this is where I have a problem. Well, Hillary Clinton, she didn't create a job. She didn't create an industry, not putting people to work. Well, she might have people working, carrying their bags to all these different speeches. But her and her husband made a combined income of about $153 million. And it showed that just over the last 2.5 years, that she, in speeches, Mayor Janice, that she made over $21.6 million in speeches.
Well, that's interesting because right out of the chute at the Democrat debate the other evening, they asked her to release her transcripts from the Goldman Sachs speeches that she gave, $250,000 a speech.
Yes.
And you know what? She has a lot of company in that little cabal of people who represent not only Goldman Sachs but also represent the United States government in some form or fashion. It's like Robert Rubin, who was the Treasury Secretary for Bill Clinton and a co-chairman of Goldman Sachs. Henry Paulson, who was the Treasury Secretary for George W. Bush and a CEO of Goldman Sachs. Rahm Emanuel was also an employee of Goldman Sachs before he became Obama's chief of staff, and now he's the mayor of Chicago. And guess what? We now have Heidi Cruz, who works for Goldman Sachs, and she's campaigning to get Ted Cruz, her husband, elected for president. It's an incestuous relationship between big government and big business at the highest levels, and it ought to be exposed and it ought to be stopped. But I don't think Bernie Sanders has a clue in the world of how to stop any of these problems. He's the ultimate Lenin Polyezny, useful idiot. Polyezny idiot. He's a useful idiot.
And he's creating more useful idiots, too.
That's right.
That actually believe that you can actually, that you can have free college. Are they going to come to the university and tell everybody at the university, well, you're no longer going to get paid? So where is all this money going to come from?
Right.
Well, is he going to come up with a new tax, the taxes again?
Well, he'd
so
have
that we can
to.
pay for... And so how about the people that choose not to go to college, but but instead choose to just go to work? Are they going to get some kind of benefit then? Are you going to give them some kind of credit?
Yeah.
How about the people that made it, that never went to college at all? Are you going to give them some kind of credit for not going? They choose not to go. They didn't go, but they've been very successful. You talk about fairness. There is, in life, there is no fairness, to be honest, at all. There is no fairness.
That's what the problem is when the law gets involved in things it shouldn't get involved in. The law is not designed to pick winners and losers.
That's right.
That the common good of the people means everybody benefits. The law stays out. The only way the law benefits people is when it protects them against injustice.
That's right.
That is the only way that the law can ever help the people. Now, Bernie had some real interesting answers at that debate the other evening. Like his answer as to how he would bring jobs back to America.
Yeah, let's hear some of those.
He said that if we raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour, we'll bring jobs back to America. Duh. Seems to me that corporations left America because of the high cost of labor.
Yes.
And now his remedy is to raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour.
So that's going to bring
more
jobs
back
to the United States because you raised it. So people, see, I have a problem with we talk about people that are non-skilled. This is non-skilled labor. Now, if you have a skill, you don't have to have the government force somebody because your
Exactly.
employer will come to you. You know, I seen you doing a great
That's
job. We want
right.
to make sure that you know we're going to put this package together for you, and so on and so forth. But he want to make it level. And so this one thing about socialism, they want the playing field level, the level of misery for everybody, and that's what it is. The level
Yeah.
of poverty for everybody.
Everybody except the rulers. You know, there's the elite
That's
few
right, that's right.
that gets to benefit from the richness, the wealth of the world or the nation, but the average people all live in poverty. Another answer that he had. Oh, yep. What's that?
1
Oh, we got
minute.
1 minute
Yeah,
left.
yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
God.
Go ahead.
Bernie Sanders' answer to crime victims should not be able to sue gun makers for damages. He was asked the question that he had said that crime victims should not be able to sue gun makers for damages, and his answer was, and I quote, "What we need to do is to do everything that we can to make certain that guns do not fall into the hands of people who do not have them."
Okay.
I want you to study
All
that
right,
sentence a
all
little
right,
bit.
All right. So that's his answer.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
need to do everything we can to make sure that guns don't fall into the hands of people who don't have them.
Yeah, and so what happened is that Mira, okay, so I don't have a gun. I can go into my kitchen and grab a knife. Okay, so you said, well, no more knives. Well, I
Yeah.
can go in my garage. I played baseball. For a short time, but I can grab now my baseball bat. Oh well,
Yeah.
we should ban all baseball bats.
Right.
So people can use all kind of different things as a weapon.
A lot of people are dying because they eat too much food. Are we going to have to ban food to make Bernie Sanders happy?
Folks, we want to thank you for joining the Abolitionist Roundtable. Go to our website, artofmichigan.com, artofmichigan.com. We'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
The Abolitionist Roundtable invites the Wham Talk 1600 listeners to continue the roundtable discussions by mailing correspondence to Art of Michigan, Post Office Box 135, Garden City, Michigan 48135.
Or follow Phil, Del, and Janice at artofmichigan.com. You can also send emails to artofmichigan@hotmail.com. And most of all, continue to listen every Saturday and tell a friend.